Hello and welcome to my 9 a.m. It is 9 a.m. Honest concept ship review. I have never been this tired in my life. I can't remember when I was this tired. But in this video, we're gonna review the Anvil Liberator. So let me roll the intro and let's talk about it.
Hello, my name is Grumpy.
Alright, so firstly, let's start off with the specs of this ship. It has a medium radar, it has a medium computer, just one, a single one. It has a large power plant, 2 large coolers and 2 large shields. As for the fuel, it has 2 large fuel intakes, 2 large fuel tanks and 2 large quantum fuel tanks. Also has 1 large jump module and 1 large quantum drive. As for the weapons, it's not really that defended. It has 3 turrets, one of which has 2 size 5 guns on it, and 2 of which have 2 size 2 guns on them, and they're just gonna be for point defense against missiles and all of that. Additionally, it has 32 size 1 missiles, which is not that much and it's not that good. So yeah, this is not really a fighting ship. But it was not made to be a fighting ship, it was made to be a carrier, and it has 2 extra small landing pads on the top and 1 extra small in the front. Now for you guys that don't know, the extra small pads are for like Argo cargos or Renegade rocks or anything like that, but since the width of the front pad or the extra small pad is basically the same as the extra small pads on the top, it is possible to fit a Hurricane or an Arrow or a Gladius on top of it. It is a bit shorter, so like bigger ships are not gonna work on the extra small pad. That front pad also doubles as a ramp, so you can load up your land vehicles inside of it. And this is the rover bay area inside, where you can fit up to 2 large vehicles, but on the side, as you can see, there's a cargo bay area, which can fit 400 SCUs of cargo. But if you're not carrying any cargo, you can also store some smaller land vehicles inside that area too. So it can carry a lot of vehicles and a lot of ships on top. But why would you want this ship at all? Well, CAG has stated that small fighters and smaller ships will not be able to traverse great distances, such as jumping from Stanton to, let's say, Pyro. And if you have, let's say, an Arrow on Stanton, you will not have that same Arrow on Pyro unless you transport it there on your own, or you buy another one. And since, for example, Pyro is just gonna have 1 station, and that 1 station is gonna be controlled by pirates, you really don't want to land there each time you want to get another ship, for example. Now, as you can see on the provided picture, you can carry a lot more fighters than you will ever need. But to be honest, I don't see this ship's main use and main purpose to be a fleet carrier for your military spacecraft. On the contrary, I see this ship's main purpose to be a fleet carrier for industrial people, for people that want to do some deep space expeditions and deep space mining. So for example, you load it up with a Prospector, an Expanse, and maybe a Hurricane just for having something to defend yourself with, and a bunch of Renegade rocks, and then you hop to Pyro with the Liberator and all those ships on top of it, and then you essentially have a mining ship, a refining ship, and a transport ship with like 400 SUs of cargo, where you will store all of the refined materials until you're ready to hop back to Stanton and sell them. Now yes, you will be able to land bigger ships such as a Constellation or a Mole on top of the Liberator, but that is not its intended use. When questioned if the Liberator can transport 1 big ship on both its upper decks, CAG has stated that officially this won't be supported as large ships won't be able to spawn there. So according to CAG, the Liberator will be able to spawn extra small and extra small ships and vehicles on its landing pads and inside the rover bay. And this is a highly debated feature, and a bunch of people keep on saying that this is not gonna be a thing. Some people are saying that this shouldn't be a thing, but CAG has clearly stated in the Q&A that you will be able to spawn ships on top of the Liberator. Now, does that mean that you're gonna be able to spawn ships on the Odyssey, on the Polaris, on the Kraken, etc.? I really don't know. Also, there's another question that imposes itself. Does that mean that we can spawn vehicles on top of the Liberator whenever and wherever, or does that mean just spawning the vehicles in the hangar with the Liberator? And that's one of the main questions that we don't have any answer to. They have also stated that you will be able to spawn more than 3 vehicles at a time, which you currently can't do in the current state of the game. Now, the ships that are parked on top of the Liberator will partially be protected by the large shields of the Liberator. Also, of course, if the Liberator jumps, the ships that are parked on top are also gonna jump with it, or they're just gonna be attached to the Liberator, and the Liberator is gonna carry them. Now, since it's not heavily defended, it will pack medium to heavy armor to offset its relatively sparse weaponry and to allow it to take a beating whilst transporting vehicles. Now, it's still unknown if there's gonna be any way to attach your vehicles to the landing pads on top other than just using the Liberator's artificial gravity field. Now, I have mentioned that the Liberator also has a tractor beam, and apparently it's gonna be somewhere in the front, and it's gonna be really useful when you're loading or unloading the ship with SCU boxes. It will also be really useful if you pair the Liberator with the Prospector and the Expanse, or the Mole and the Expanse, and you want to unload the Mole or the Prospector and load the Expanse with the satchels from, I don't know, the Mole or the Prospector. Of course, the Expanse has its own tractor beam, but like 2 tractor beams are more useful than just having one, right? Now, as for refueling and repairing, CAG has stated that it will support only the most basic refueling and repairing with the handheld tools such as hoses and stuff like that, so you will still need that Crucible or a Vulcan, because that's just how it is. Also, if you want to refuel, repair or rearm on the Liberator, you will have to have supplies on board on the Liberator to do that. Now let's talk about the interior of the ship. When asked if the Liberator offers any facilities to house the crew of the transporter ships or vehicles, they said that there's a dedicated area with food services, lockers, storage, a bathroom, and a seating area. Also, there is 16 jump seats in the front, but I don't see any mention of beds, and that can be a huge issue. Because in a ship as huge as this, and it being a carrier, it really needs to have at least a few beds in which you can log out. A tier 2 medical bed will also be really useful, but I must say that I love the engineering area because everything is just right there, and if you have a dedicated engineer, he's not gonna have a rough time repairing and maintaining the ship. So, as I've said, the main purpose of this ship, from my point of view, will be carrying around your Prospector, your Expanse, your Greycat rocks and all of that, and storing your refined materials for further reselling purposes. Let's be honest, we really don't know what the future holds for Star Citizen and how the things are gonna pan out and what this ship is actually gonna excel at, but with the current state of the game and with the things that are just around the corner, such as salvage and refining and all of that, I believe that this ship is mostly gonna be used just for like industrial purposes. At some point it will probably be amazing for attacking enemy bases and all of that. It's gonna be the next best thing to the Kraken, but compared to the Kraken, this ship is just, well, cheaper. So in the end, should you buy it? It's up to you. It really is. I always need to state in these kinds of videos that you shouldn't really buy anything except the starter pack for the game and or the starter ship, and if you really have like disposable income and you want this ship, yeah, fucking buy it, go for it. It's up to you, but you don't really need it. I mean, yes, you do for jumping between systems fast. Then again, do you need to spend $575 on it or even more when it gets released? I don't think so. So yeah, that's my honest opinion, and thank you for watching, and thank you to all my patrons for supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel, and if you want to support me dying here and not sleeping the whole night, go for it, and there's a Patreon link down in the description of the video. And yeah, thank you for watching again, and goodbye. And yeah, of course, don't forget to bring a towel when you're traveling through space. I have something on my fucking t-shirt. I guess it was... Oh no, it's nothing. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I don't need to redo the whole fucking video. Alright, kisses. Chanquish. Very nice. Bye. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm tired.